Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How y'all doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing my haul in retrospect, and this is a video that I do recapping the purchases that I made last year at this time that I showcased in my makeup rehab and really telling you about my thoughts and opinions on those products now. I originally started doing these because Lauren May Beauty used to do a video much like this, maybe even with the same name, I think, on her channel, and because I have a friend named JC who let me know in the kindest way possible that I'm always hauling stuff in, but I'm never coming back and talking about those products unless it's a palette. So I wanted to make sure that I got this in here for you for the month of April before we roll into the month of May, and that is why you're seeing this today amongst many of the other videos that I had that I could have, I guess, put out here today. But that said, I hope this sounds like something you're interested in watching. If it does, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna, lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. Ultimately, this is my self-care. I like coming out here and talking to you guys about the good, the bad, the ugly, all the things coming into my collection, leaving my collection, and I hope that you're here for it. And if you are, definitely stick around, definitely hit that subscribe button, because that is what we do here. I'm not a channel that's going to talk about the brand new things on the market. So if that's what you're interested in, kindly, I thank you for being here, but that is not what you're going to get here. I like to use my products. I like to talk about the products that I do have in my collection and occasionally have a haul, but this is a no buy year. So we're talking about all the old things this year, and I hope, all that said, you still want to stick around and watch this video where I'm recapping with you all the products that I brought in last year at this time, and let's just jump into the content. All right, I have like 16 products sitting in front of me. It's not that many, but I do have like some real good feelings about some of these. Many of them are palettes, and I do have a palette review series here on my channel also, and I'll make sure that those palette reviews get up in the eye, but also the whole palette roulette palette review playlist is also linked down in my description box. With that said, let's roll into these products that I purchased at this time last year. Who knows about these guys? These are the Rabanne handbag palettes. These are quads made by Rabanne, and I have Paradise Lost and Found, which is a green one. It's really hard to show because these are so sparkly. I also have Feel My Vibe, which is kind of this like peachy purpley toned one, and I also have A Natural World, which is this kind of like purpley brown one. And all but this one have been decluttered from my collection. So these two I ended up decluttering because I overall do not like the formula in these palettes. Overall, I think that the mattes are okay, but I'm not 100% sold on the shimmers. I don't really love a satin, and the only one that really spoke to me at the end of the day and that I quasi liked was this one. And I think it's just because it's green, let's be honest. So this one still remains in my collection, but these two have since been decluttered. And I will say that this one, the reason why it was decluttered is because the shade that drew me in was this one here. And it's just kind of like a non-shade. It doesn't provide any kind of impact on an eye look. It just disappears when you blend it on an eye. So that is the reason why that one went. Otherwise, that one was a decent color story. The reason why this one went is because not only does this one do the same thing as that other blue one does, maybe just a slight bit more impact, but not really. Can you even see it? It's this shade here, which I struggled with what to do with, in addition to the color story. The color story just doesn't mesh well together, and the two mattes in here are both browns. One's kind of an orange leaning brown, one's kind of a neutral leaning brown, but they very much look the same on an eye look, so it didn't make any sense to me to keep this one in my collection either when it just wasn't bringing me joy. I got those when I was visiting one of my stores in Alaska, in addition to this guy here, which is the Rabanne Color Shot. Now this is like a cream eyeshadow, and I actually quite like this. I didn't know that I'd love it when I first bought it, but I really do think it's so pretty and just impactful, and it's kind of this like really purpley mauvey tone that has this really beautiful like metallic halo to it. I mean, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it is so pretty, and I'm so happy to have this in my collection. And the fact that I was going to declutter it at some point in time just makes me so sad, because I honestly have worn it so many times since bringing it into my collection, and I'm so sad that I at one point in time thought it needed to go. So it still remains in my collection as well. Also purchased at that store in Alaska was the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. I think I purchased this and like a skincare product at the same time, maybe the Banana Bright Eye Cream. I have since used the Banana Bright Eye Cream. This is a beautiful face primer. I really like it a lot. If you can't tell, it's like kind of cruising on almost empty at this point in time, which it should be. I mean, it's been in my collection for a year now, but I have like 22 primers or something like that. So I don't blow through primers super fast. I mean, the one that's in my project pan has been in my collection for something like 5 years. This is a vitamin C and banana powder inspired pigments primer, and it really just, I don't know what exactly magic is in it, but it's kind of this like orangey color, right? And I think it's probably because it's vitamin C. But when you put it on your skin, it just truly makes your skin look alive. And I love it with any makeup I put over the top of it. It really does mesh well with any of my foundations. I found that it's a really amazing primer, and I would repurchase it for sure. And I really truly do like it. It's not like sticky, it's not going to be gripping. I don't find that it's pore minimizing either, but I do find it to be very moisturizing, and which I don't necessarily need in my primer and my makeup, right? Because I do have moisturizers that I use on my face. But I do find that it is moisturizing, and I do find that it does really great things to my skin eats up vitamin C. So that is a favorite for me. I also at the same time ended up picking up the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment in Cocoa Cabana, or Cocoa Cream. Now, I will say that this isn't necessarily my favorite scent, and I do want to pick up a couple other ones, and I gave my daughter one of the ones that I did pick up in Citrus Sunshine that had kind of more of a like orangey feel and taste to it. This does have a little bit of a color to it, right? So it is going to be tinting just a little bit, but it does sheer out. So while that looked really scary, it's not really scary on the lips. But I really do love this Pout Preserve for the treatment aspect of it. I think I initially purchased it because it was all over, you know, the internet, because we were in that place where we were really eating up these lip products and these squishy tubes, aka Summer Fridays, or even, you know, Laneige came out with their juicy glosses, those things. I find that this is so much more nutrient rich and does make my lips look and feel better after using it than even like my Summer Fridays, which is a favorite of mine. I'm not even gonna lie, but this is my favorite in terms of lip treatment. I do feel like it does better things to keep my lips hydrated, and also doesn't wear off rather quickly. It is, in terms of a lip treatment offer, a much better product than say the Summer Fridays, or even honestly the Laneige Glowy lip balms. I do like both of those, but I like this better for a treatment aspect. Those ones I like better for like a glossy aspect. So really happy to have that in my collection. We'll continue to hold on to it, and honestly have purchased more, given them away as gifts, and want to purchase more of them as well. I also bought a Clarins lip oil. This was my first Clarins lip oil, which ended up making me want to purchase more because I liked it so much. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite lip oil, but it is a great lip oil. It lasts forever on the lips. I don't feel like I have to reapply it often, but it does do wonders for making my lips feel and look healthy and more plump, because they're just hydrated, not because of plumping. Obviously, it's an oil, it's not a plumper. I have used this multiple times. It made me want more. And then I picked up this one and I didn't like this one. So they're not all built the same, but I would say that this one here, which is in the shade pink, yeah, it doesn't say. This one is shade 23. It's pink. I love this one. This one definitely is good, but that one, the black one in the checkered print packaging, I don't love at all. I also bought one of these. This is a Half Magic glitter pill in Mercoise, and it is the way I want to do glitter for the rest of my life. This glitter pill is really cool. It has like a little brush tip applicator. It's not super messy. It doesn't go everywhere. It just kind of sticks to wherever you put it, and that's exactly how I want glitter to be in the future. I remember having the Urban Decay glitters. I can't remember what they're called now, but I had those for years and ended up having to declutter too because they were so old that they were so separated and it was like crusty and I couldn't get anything out of them anymore. This reminds me of that, only better. With those ones, you didn't get a whole lot of glitter. This one I think can be super, super opaque. It dries down really nicely. The glitter literally doesn't go anywhere and it's super impactful and nice. I ended up getting a second one in gratis from them at FLC last year as well. And it's called Puddle, and it's kind of black with a whole bunch of different multicolored glitters in it. They're so pretty, and it's forevermore the way I want to do glitter. I love the brush in here too because it is pointed enough that you can use it as a really detailing kind of brush to get like a nice thin line for like a glitter eyeliner as well. It's just so great, and I love Half Magic for coming out with these. I also at that same time purchased a Half Magic mascara. I can't remember what the shade was exactly, but it was purple. I didn't love that mascara. I don't feel like the purple translated onto my lashes in the way I wanted it to, and I don't feel like I loved the wand. It was kind of a floppy wand. But I mean, it was pretty. My daughter loves it, but her lashes are also, she's strawberry blonde, right? You guys have seen her here on camera. So her lashes, that purple shows up really well. For my lashes, it just didn't. So I went ahead and gave it to her. It was only in my collection. I think I used it twice and then ended up giving it to her. I have two more purchases from Ulta, and then I have some from Sephora. This one is the About Face glitter, what are these called? Fractal eye paints, and these are their glitter eye paints, and I don't, number one, love this as much as I love the glitter pill one for sure. I won't purchase another About Face fractal eye paint. This one is in the shade Fracture, and I purchased it because it should have been just a really nice basic everyday glitter eye paint, right? It is what it is, right? But I mean, I think that you can see it kind of goes on a little bit too like splotchy, and there you can see it really good here. It kind of goes on really splotchy in my humble opinion. It's also not like super glittery. It's more like a liquid satin shadow. There's not a whole lot of impact when using this, and also I just find that because there's not a whole lot of like pigmentation to it and a whole lot of glitter to it, I wanted more from it on my eyelid, and then every time I used it, it was just so disappointing. It was just so disappointing. Like, I really wanted it to be more glitter than satin, and it's more satin. Now, I love the About Face liquid eye products. I use them all the time. I have the white one and the black one on my vanity at all times. I have some of the multi-chrome ones. I have some of the matte ones. I love the matte ones specifically. This was my first time trying one of the glitter ones. I probably will not try another glitter one just because I've had better experiences with other glitter liquid eye products. And another thing that I purchased from Ulta, the last thing that I purchased from Ulta in the month of April, was also this, which is the Smashbox Halo Sculpt and Glow Face Palette. And this was an impulse purchase. I really should have known better. I was on a face palette no buy. Why I decided to purchase this face palette, I will never have any memory of what drew me to it, to be honest. It wasn't even on my radar at any given moment in time until I walked into the store, saw both of them open, or all three of them. Were there two or three? I can't remember. Saw all of them open and was like, I have to have that. Honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's also been decluttered. This, I think, is why I purchased it. This is Rose Quartz, which is a highlight from Becca, because Smashbox bought Becca that I never had, and so I purchased this because it has rose quartz. This is the only thing in this palette that I like, and honestly, it's really kind of too dark for me to wear on my skin on its own. I don't really do blush toppers, if I'm honest with you, so I don't need it. I did like the bronzer here, but I also have the Cali Contour Kit that has a bronzer that's very similar to this, so I didn't need the bronzer, and my brush, for whatever reason, has the hardest time picking up these blushes, and they're just kind of almost sheer. So, and I know that a lot of people love this. I just don't, and that's okay. That's what makes the world go round. So of the things that I purchased at Ulta Beauty last year in April, I have decluttered 5 items when you consider not only the mascara from Half Magic, but also these 4 items. So of the 10 items I purchased at Ulta in April, 4 of them are 40% of those items got decluttered. I don't want to make those kind of decisions when I'm purchasing, which is part of the reason why I'm on a no buy this year. It's just kind of to reset my brain on what I really want and what is a smart purchasing decision. So then I also purchased some stuff from Sephora, and it was during the Sephora sale in April last year. Last year was my last year being rouge at Sephora, and I wanted to take full advantage of it. I knew I wasn't going to end up being rouge at the end of the year. And so I purchased 2 fragrance sets, I purchased 2 palettes, and I purchased a blush that had been on my list for a while, and a lip liner. So this is the Makeup Forever lip liner in Wherever Walnut. And I just did a video going over all of the things that I purchased last year from Sephora. I'll link that one in the cards as well, and told y'all that this pencil hasn't even been used. I have swatched it multiple times. I haven't used it. It will go into my next Shop My Stash so that I do get some use out of it, but it's a really beautiful, like, kind of brownie, like almost ruddy brown color. I do think that it's a tad bit warmer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to lean more brown than it does red, but that's just not the case. It does lean a little bit more on the kind of like orangey side, which is why I think I haven't worn it very often, but I haven't even used this. So was this a smart purchase? Probably not. It's been in my collection for a year now, and it hasn't been used. The blush that I purchased, however, is total opposite end of the spectrum. It has been used ad nauseum because I do love this blush so much. However, it's so firmly packed in here, you can't even tell that I've used it once, let alone as many times as I have. But it is the Armani Luminous Silk Blush. This is in shade 61, which is Desire, which is raspberry, if I remember correctly. It's not anywhere on here except for the number of the shade, so I believe that that is the name of the shade and the color story of it. But it is just, I mean, look at it. You can't even tell that I've used it at all, but I have used it so many times, and this is why, you guys. It is just such a beautiful blush. Like, when I think about this blush and the pigmentation I'm getting off of my finger onto my hand from just basically swiping in this blush, much like I did with the Smashbox palette, and getting this kind of pigmentation off of that blush, that is why I don't like the Smashbox Halo palette, because this is the kind of pigmentation I'm wanting from a blush when I want to put it on. Like, the blush that I'm wearing today even isn't like showing up in the way that I wanted it to show up. When this is the pigmentation that I get from a blush, it frustrates me because I am a blush happy person. Hashtag blush is life. I want you to be able to see the blush on my face. I put it in like a C around my eyes. I want to be able to see the blush on my face. I can't with that. I can with this. In addition to that, it has this like just beautiful luminosity to it, not like glitter, not like glowy, but luminous, that makes your cheeks look just alive. So really happy to have that in my collection. Definitely have gotten a ton of use out of that. The two palettes I picked up were the Danessa Myrig's Blooming Romance and the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3, both of which are full-on matte palettes. I had a ton of fun with this palette. It smells glorious. It smells so good. I don't know what the scent exactly is. The powders work really great. The pomades work really great. I had a better time with this one than I did the Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette, and that palette review just went up. So if you are familiar with my channel, you maybe saw that Monday, I believe it was. I had a really good time with this palette. Really happy to have it in my collection. This one I didn't have as much fun with. This is the Major Dimension 3 palette, but it is a decent palette. It also has two pomades, but these pomades are really too dark to do anything in this palette but be a base under the black or brown, or be an eyeliner, and I don't think that they function very well as an eyeliner, but these are really beautiful mattes. But this palette is just kind of a meh palette, honestly, in my humble opinion. Yes, it works well, but it's just meh, and it was a $70 palette. So, like, did I need it in my collection? No. Have I used it? Yes. Have I used it since I put it into my palette review series? No, because I don't know that this was a smart decision, because I don't need neutrals. I mean, this is what I do on my face every single day. And then I also purchased two fragrance sets. Now this one looks like I've used it. You guys heard me talk about this in my Sephora purchases video, but I pulled all of these out of here to get use on them. They are in a drawer that is sitting here on like my table so that they're readily available for me just to pick up. I have tried one of them. It was the Not Your Baby fragrance. I didn't love it, but I'm excited to try them, and this one hasn't been used at all. I took every single one of them out of here and sprayed it on one of the little like perfume like sprayer papers and smelled them all and decided which ones I would love, like put them on my discovery and exploration kit like book, told myself which ones I thought I would love more than the other ones. I went that far and then didn't do anything with this. One of you in my Sephora purchases video mentioned like a video idea, like taking these two kits and reviewing them like as I'm doing that with you here on this channel. I think that that's a great idea. I'm not sure if I'll do that because of how long it's literally taken me to even use one of the fluorescents, but I'm excited to get some use out of them and bringing them into that video for the Sephora purchases, which was a video that I did not that long ago. it really reminded me and excited me to maybe get some use out of these products soon. So of the 6 products that I bought from Sephora, all of them have remained in my collection, but only half of the 6 products have been used at all. So there's that. So was my April purchases from last year smart decision making? Maybe not, because when you think of how many did I had 10 from Ulta and I had 6 from Sephora. And when you think of the 40% from Ulta that has been decluttered since I used it, and the 50% from Sephora that has not even been used, I'm not sure that I was making super smart decisions when doing that. Now, I had good intentions for these fragrances. I really did want to use them. At that point in time, I think I was on a journey to find my signature scent. I think I had been saying that for months at that point in time. I still haven't found my signature scent, but I also haven't tried any of these. So I don't know if it was smart decision making or no when purchasing these, but for the most part, I'm still happy to have all these in my collection, and I am going to get use out of them all. But this is, like I said earlier in this video, part of the reason why I'm on a no buy is to reset my expectations on what I need versus what I want, and versus what my fantasy self is telling me I need to purchase because I will use. Because if I'm honest, do you know how often I wear fragrance? Probably next to never. So that is my fantasy self. And this was like diving into the hype. I knew I wasn't going to get a whole lot of use out of this. Yeah. So there's that. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you have tried any of these products, please let me know down in the comments section. I would love to have a conversation with you down there. I still answer every single one of the comments that I get in my comments section. It might take me a minute, but I get it done. I hope that you and yours are well. I hope that you and yours are safe, healthy, getting along as best that you can. I hope that you are all loving each other, being kind humans, and living your best life. And until next time, bye friends.